General Hospital spoilers reveal that Drew is forging ahead with a bold and dangerous plan alongside Sidwell, one that could change the power structure of Port Charles forever. Their goal? To seize control of the docks, pushing aside anyone who stands in their way, no matter the cost. Drew sees this as an opportunity, a chance to build something bigger than himself, something that will leave a lasting legacy. But the deeper he gets into this deal, the more he realizes that Sidwell's vision is far more ruthless than he initially understood. Sidwell, a man who thrives in chaos, sees Drew's ambition as a useful tool. He has no real loyalty to their so-called partnership, he's simply using Drew as a means to an end. If Drew wants to claim the docks for Esplanade, Sidwell is more than willing to help, but not without a price. Sidwell doesn't play fair, and every deal comes with an invisible noose that tightens the moment things start to shift in his favor. Drew, however, is too focused on the endgame to see the warning signs. He believes that if they can eliminate the obstacles in their path, whether through strategic business moves or less legal methods, they can reshape the waterfront entirely. But what he doesn't realize is that Sidwell is already planning beyond him, positioning himself to take full control the moment Drew outlives his usefulness. As their plan unfolds, the tension in Port Charles reaches new heights. People are starting to notice the quiet power shifts, the unsettling changes happening around the docks. Rumors spread of deals being made in the shadows, of construction projects masking something far more sinister. Those who have controlled the waterfront for years, men like Sonny Corinthos, will not go down without a fight. But Drew and Sidwell are betting on something far riskier, that when the dust settles, there will be no one left to challenge them. Yet, something about this deal is beginning to feel off. Drew can sense it, even if he won't admit it out loud. There's an unease creeping into his thoughts, a nagging feeling that he's walking into something he can't control. Sidwell's confidence is unsettling, his ability to stay 3 steps ahead, to never let his true intentions show. And for the first time, Drew starts to wonder, is he the one making the moves, or is he just another piece on Sidwell's chessboard? The weight of the situation is becoming impossible to ignore. What started as a bold business move has transformed into something far more dangerous. Drew's obsession with success, with proving himself, has led him into the hands of a man who never loses. And as the pieces continue to shift, the true question remains, when the time comes, will Drew still be the one holding the power, or will he be the next casualty of Sidwell's game? Sidwell's vision for domination over the Port Charles waterfront has been meticulously crafted, and Drew is nothing more than a temporary asset in his larger scheme. To Sidwell, Drew isn't a partner, he's a pawn, a tool to be used and discarded the moment his usefulness runs out. Sidwell has been orchestrating this power grab for far longer than Drew realizes, and every move he has made has been calculated to ensure that he is the one standing victorious in the end. The docks are the key to his empire, and Drew is merely a means to secure them. At first, Drew thought he was making a strategic business move. He believed that teaming up with Sidwell would solidify his vision for Esplanade, giving him the leverage and resources he needed to carve out a lasting legacy. Drew saw himself as an equal in this deal, convinced that he was the one steering the course of this venture. But the reality is far more sinister. Sidwell has been playing a long game, using Drew's influence, connections, and political reach to advance his own agenda. And now that the pieces are finally in place, there is one undeniable truth. Drew is no longer necessary. The problem, however, is that Drew has seen too much. He has been in the room during backdoor negotiations, heard conversations that were never meant for his ears, and learned the real reasons why Sidwell wants control of the docks. And in Sidwell's world, a man who knows too much is a problem. A liability. And liabilities do not survive. Sidwell's power lies in his ability to stay ahead of everyone else, to manipulate his so-called allies into positions of weakness without them even realizing it. He has been slowly tightening the noose around Drew without him noticing, feeding him just enough information to keep him invested while ensuring that he has no real way out. But now, as Drew starts to question the true nature of their deal, Sidwell knows the time has come to remove him from the board entirely. And Sidwell never leaves loose ends. A plan is already in motion, one that will make Drew's removal seem like an unfortunate accident, a misstep in business, a betrayal by another enemy, a tragic event that no one saw coming. Sidwell is methodical. He knows that a direct attack would be too obvious, that he has to make it look like Drew's downfall was inevitable, something orchestrated by the very forces Drew thought he could control. Maybe it's a fatal mistake in one of his business dealings. Maybe it's an accidental death, a sudden disappearance, or a setup that ensures Drew takes the fall for something Sidwell engineered behind the scenes. But Drew, a former Navy SEAL and a man who has survived worse, is starting to sense that something is wrong. The partnership no longer feels like a collaboration, it feels like a trap. There are too many coincidences, too many whispers of deals being made without his knowledge, too many instances where Sidwell has assured him that everything is under control. The problem is, Drew is starting to see who is really in control, and it's not him. Now, the clock is ticking. If Drew wants to escape, he has to act fast. The moment Sidwell senses that he is losing control of his pawn, he will strike without hesitation. Drew needs to find an escape route, an ally who can help him untangle himself from Sidwell's grip before it's too late. But the question is, does he have enough time left? Sidwell is already making his move, and Drew's window of opportunity is closing. If he doesn't get out now, if he doesn't outthink the man who has been outmaneuvering him since the beginning, then he won't survive what comes next. Because once Sidwell has finished using him, there is only one future left for Drew: elimination. Sidwell has already proven just how dangerous and manipulative he can be. He pulled Drew into his schemes, using him like a pawn to execute his plans without ever getting his own hands dirty. Drew, convinced that he was making strategic moves for his future, unknowingly set fire to Sonny's penthouse, a brutal act that left Michael with severe burns and sent shockwaves through Port Charles. But now, Sidwell wants more. The penthouse fire was just the beginning. It was a test, a way to gauge just how much control he truly had over Drew. And now that Drew has proven he can be manipulated into committing one crime, Sidwell is ready to push him even further. His next target? Sonny's coffee warehouse at the docks. A direct attack on Sonny's business, an act that will cripple his empire, escalate tensions, and send a clear message to anyone who still thinks the waterfront doesn't belong to Sidwell. Drew, still blind to the full extent of Sidwell's influence, is walking deeper into the trap. He believes he is making calculated decisions, moving pieces on a chessboard to outmaneuver Sonny, to secure the Esplanade project, to carve out his own path in Port Charles. But what he doesn't realize is that he isn't the player, he's the piece being played. Sidwell has been conditioning him for this moment, ensuring that Drew is so entangled in his web that escape is no longer an option. The plan is simple: another fire, another accident, another way to push Sonny to the breaking point. The coffee warehouse is more than just a business asset, it's a symbol of Sonny's power, of the empire he built and maintained for years. Destroying it won't just cause financial damage, it will send a message that Sonny is no longer in control. And if Sidwell can make it look like someone else is responsible, if he can divert suspicion just long enough, then Sonny's enemies will do the rest of the work for him. Drew, however, is beginning to feel the weight of his actions. The penthouse fire wasn't just another move in a business war, it nearly killed Michael. And now, as Sidwell pushes him toward his next mission, a seed of doubt is beginning to grow. Is this really about securing Esplanade? Or is he simply being used? But before he can question it, before he can step back and see the full picture, Sidwell tightens the leash. He reminds Drew of everything at stake, of the consequences of backing out now. What happens if Sonny finds out the truth? What happens if Carly pieces it together? What happens if Michael recovers and remembers something that could lead back to him? Sidwell is a master at control, using fear, logic, and pressure to keep Drew exactly where he wants him. And so, despite the gnawing feeling that he is making a mistake, Drew moves forward. The coffee warehouse is marked. The fire is planned. And when the flames rise into the night sky, Port Charles will once again be thrown into chaos. But this time, the fallout will be even greater. Sonny won't just see this as another attack, he will see it as war. Carly will start digging for answers, and Jason will begin tracking the source. The WSB, already watching the docs closely, will start asking questions. And the moment one person connects the dots, the moment someone realizes that Drew was involved, everything will spiral out of control. And then, there's the bigger question, what happens when Drew finally realizes he's being played? Because Sidwell is pulling every string, controlling every move. But the second Drew understands that he isn't winning, that he's just another disposable pawn in Sidwell's game, then all bets are off. And if Sidwell thinks he can manipulate Drew forever, he may have just made his biggest mistake yet. Sidwell is reaching the final stage of his master plan, and this time, he's pulling every string to ensure that Sonny and Jason are eliminated once and for all. The game he has been playing for months is now coming to a head, and his latest move is using Brennan as his ultimate weapon. Sidwell has been patient, manipulating the key players in Port Charles with precision, setting up one power shift after another to weaken his enemies. Now, he has found the perfect way to wipe out both Sonny and Jason in a single, calculated strike. Brennan, already embedded deep within the chaos of the WSB and the criminal underworld, is the final piece Sidwell needs to set his trap. The plan is bold, ruthless, and nearly impossible to escape. Brennan is set to lead a mission that seemingly targets an external threat, but in reality, Sonny and Jason are the true targets. Sidwell has provided just enough misinformation, just enough political maneuvering, to ensure that Sonny and Jason are lured into a situation where they will be completely exposed. The hit is designed to be undeniable, a brutal and inescapable fate that will remove the last two men standing in Sidwell's way. But what Sidwell hasn't accounted for is Jason's relentless instinct when it comes to protecting the people he cares about. Jason has felt something coming for weeks now. He knows the tension in Port Charles has escalated beyond normal business conflicts, and his gut tells him that the biggest threat hasn't revealed itself yet. When he starts putting the pieces together, realizing that Brennan is being used just as much as he is, the situation takes an even deadlier turn. This isn't just about Sonny anymore. Jason knows he is being hunted, that someone in the shadows is orchestrating a war designed to end him. And now, with Sonny walking directly into the line of fire, he has no choice but to step in and stop it. The mission Jason is about to embark on is unlike any other. He's not just fighting for survival, he's fighting to save his brother. The weight of it all crashes down as he realizes that this could be the last time he and Sonny stand side by side. The last time they fight together. The last time they have each other's backs in a war that neither of them saw coming. Sidwell believes that he has won. He believes that his final play will succeed, that Port Charles will be his the moment Sonny and Jason fall. But he has underestimated the one thing that makes Jason Morgan the most dangerous man in any fight, his ability to think ahead, to anticipate moves before they happen, and to turn the tables when it matters most. As the plan unfolds, the stakes reach a level that Port Charles has never seen before. Explosions, betrayals, gunfire in the shadows, everything comes down to this final battle. Will Jason make it in time to save Sonny? Will Brennan realize that he, too, is nothing more than a pawn in Sidwell's game? And if Sonny and Jason do survive this ambush, what will their next move be? Because if they make it out alive, Sidwell will have declared war on the wrong men. And when Sonny and Jason strike back, they won't stop until Port Charles is theirs again. The final truth has been revealed. Sidwell has been controlling Drew's mind from the very beginning. Every decision, every so-called choice Drew thought he was making, was never really his own. Sidwell has been pulling the strings from behind the scenes, manipulating Drew's thoughts, twisting his perception, and ensuring that he remained nothing more than a weapon, one that Sidwell could use, discard, and destroy at will. This revelation is more than just a betrayal, it is a horrifying reality that Drew must now face. The person he thought he was, the choices he believed he had control over, were nothing but illusions. Sidwell played him masterfully, using psychological tactics, subtle coercion, and possibly even advanced methods of mind control to ensure that Drew would do exactly what he needed him to do. The fire at Sonny's penthouse? The attack on the docks? The escalation of war in Port Charles? None of it was truly Drew's decision. Now, as the truth sinks in, the real horror begins. Sidwell's grip on Drew's mind is stronger than anyone realized. This isn't just manipulation, this is full-scale psychological warfare. Sidwell has molded Drew into a pawn, stripping away his free will and turning him into a soldier for his agenda. And if Drew was capable of committing arson, of nearly killing Michael, of carrying out violent acts under Sidwell's influence, what else has he done without even realizing it? The terrifying part is that Sidwell isn't done yet. Drew remembers things differently. But are they real? Or are they just false memories planted by Sidwell to ensure his loyalty? How much of his past has been altered? How many of his choices were never really his own? And now that Drew is beginning to see through the lies, how much time does he have before Sidwell tightens his control once again? But there's something Sidwell may not have anticipated. Drew is starting to fight back. The cracks in his programming are forming. The whispers in his mind that once belonged to Sidwell are being replaced with something stronger. His own thoughts, his own instincts, his own truth. And once Drew begins to break free, Sidwell's empire will start to crumble. The battle isn't over yet. Sidwell may have controlled Drew's mind, but he will not control his future. And when the moment comes, when Drew finally wakes up, Sidwell will learn that he created something far more dangerous than just a pawn. He created a man who will stop at nothing to take him down.